Alright, so before the video starts, I want to say one thing, right? If you are a power scaler and you take this kind of scenario seriously, stop watching. Because you're like, oh, well, Tanjiro's not that fast. He's not strong. He can't hurt him. Brother, if that's the case, then, you should know the answer to this. And why watch this in the first place? I know it's probably like some takes where, it's kind of questionable, but I'm disregarding all power scaling logic just for this video. And with that being said, this is how long could Tanjiro survive against the Straw Hats? Now, personally, I would say he clears everybody up till Jinbei. Like Jinbei, Luffy, Zoro, I say Sanji too. Those four, he's not beating them. Everybody else, yeah, especially Frankie, because Frankie's terrible. With that being said, let's check it out.
How long could Tanjiro survive against Luffy? Could Tanjiro escape with his life, or would Luffy beat him in one shot? We're gonna find out, as well as if Tanjiro would survive against the 9 other Straw Hats from Sanji to Nami, all the way down to Zoro, who's ready to crush Tanjiro. But Tanjiro is stronger than Zoro thinks. See, Tanjiro is capable of beheading multiple Upper Moon demons in a single strike. Not to mention his grip is so strong that
I do think that Tanjiro is a better swordsman than Zoro. Like, if he was in One Piece, he would be the best swordsman of all time. And I'm saying best as like sword skill, because Mihawk will absolutely one-tap this man, and same with Haki Man with the Susanoo. But when it comes to like pure sword skill, Tanjiro has that easily, and is easily the best in all of One Piece. Facts.
Aki had to rip off her own leg to escape. And this sounds impressive, but compared to what Zoro's packing, it's not much. Because Zoro
Are we on the same page? Hey yo, bro.
Zoro is a literal superhuman who can do 4-ton push-ups, throw buildings at people, and even one-shot a sea monster thousands of meters tall. But strength isn't the only way to win this fight.
Yeah,
speed is important too. And when it comes to speed, Tanjiro could travel faster than the eye could even see before he passed by my selection. So at least Tanjiro is way faster than Zoro, right? Unfortunately,
I know that's up with the whole power scaling thing, but like, that's just crazy. That's just crazy.
For Tanjiro, Zoro could already move faster than the eye could see way back at Whiskey Peak, and is fast enough to dodge bullets and blitz One Piece's strongest enemies at speeds that could overwhelm Tanjiro.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even need to get close to Tanjiro, since he can slash opponents or blow up cliff sides from far away with blasts of wind strong enough to cut through steel.
Facts.
Okay, so Zoro is stronger, faster, and better with the sword than Tanjiro, meaning that
Actually, he's not better with a sword than Tanjiro. Just because he uses 3 swords does not mean he's a better swordsman, because that's just blatantly not true. The amount of techniques this guy's Tanjiro has with the sword's insane. He's mastered, I think, 3 different techniques, and each technique has like 9 skills to it. Yeah, no. Come on.
Tanjiro's only way to win is to trick him, and his best option is to use Selfless State to cancel out Zoro's observation haki, then fake Rainbow to trick Zoro into attacking an after image while he goes in for the kill. But I have way more faith in Zoro's skill and experience than Tanjiro getting a lucky break, so it's a win for Zoro. Later on, we'll pit Tanjiro against Robin, Sanji, and then Luffy. But first, what would happen if Tanjiro fought the only Straw Hat who can shoot lightning? Nami. Now listen, Nami has some powerful attacks, but we know
No, Nami does not stand a chance. So people are like, well, actually, Nami, she No. Nami gets destroyed by Tanjiro. Like, it's not even close.
she's not as strong as Tanjiro, since she can't take many hits or beat strong opponents
She's
physically.
one tap.
And while Nami's climate attack can fire off at the speed of lightning, we also know that Tanjiro can move at supersonic or even hypersonic speeds, meaning he can strike Nami before she even launches an attack. So for Nami, it's not about winning the fight, it's about surviving it. And for this, she only has one technique that can help her survive. Using Mirage Tempo Fate Morgana to distract Tanjiro with mist clones and running away as fast as she can. If this happens, the fight might end in a draw. But Tanjiro also has a secret move he can use here: Insane Sword.
Clear blue sky. I remember there was like that Demon Slayer game. I used to spam that. No, in Demon Slayer game, let me give out some free game real quick. The best character to use was the Water Wheel Tanjiro. Waterfall Basin, Water Wheel, Waterfall Basin, Water Wheel. If you spam that, it's a guaranteed win. Back when I used to stream a lot, I was on like a 50-game win streak of spamming those 2 same moves. It's so broken.
Throwing accuracy. Yeah, I'm not joking. He once threw his katana hundreds of meters to impale Akaza, so he could definitely turn Nami into a climb a kebab if she tried to escape. Meaning Tanjiro is the clear winner. Now, his next opponent is Chopper.
Chopper
and while
gets
you might think
destroyed.
it's an easy win for
It
Tanjiro,
is.
Chopper's 9 transformations might have given him the secret to victory. See, Chopper's strongest transformation is called Monster Point, which
Right.
unlocks one of the most powerful forms in all of One Piece.
Bro, this dude Tanjiro be playing IRL Attack on Titan. This dude would be swinging from trees and dicing this man Chopper up. Even if you were to use like your power scaling nonsense, I mean, Chopper sucks. He's like the second strongest, right above Frankie. Come on now.
Because Monster Point turns Chopper
Let's
into
be
a
fair.
giant, super strong monster that can destroy almost any opponent. So you'd think if he went against Tanjiro, Chopper would start out losing, but eventually transform into Monster Point to instantly crush Tanjiro.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
if
that
Tanjiro
wouldn't
gets hit, he's gonna die. But he's not getting hit by that. You know how slow this man is?
happen because while Monster Point does make Chopper insanely strong, it also causes him to lose his mind and go berserk. Not to mention the form takes so much
I don't think she's caught up with times. Okay,
energy, it could kill him. So are Chopper's other powers strong enough to beat Tanjiro? Well, that's where it gets interesting. See, unless Chopper uses Monster Point, Tanjiro will have the upper hand in strength, but he does have one safer form that might give him the chance to at least survive. Because by using Guard Point, he can eat up hits like they're cotton candy. I mean, Chopper's Guard Point is so tough it could protect the Thousand Sunny from an attacking Kraken. But this is where things take a dark
I might be wrong, but I don't think Big Mom's a Kraken. I'm pretty sure she's a giant. Or Oni? No, I'm pretty sure she's a giant. So that don't really make much sense.
Because even if Tanjiro can't
Or
cut
just
Chopper,
big.
he can activate his bright red Nichirin sword to set that fluff ball on fire. So, yeah, game over for One Piece's strongest reindeer. But Frankie seems like the perfect man to hand Tanjiro his
Okay, this is gonna make me mad. I pray she does not say that Frankie beats Tanjiro. He doesn't beat anybody in Demon Slayer. Even like the first demon that they saw. No. It's not that I'm hating on Frankie, because we're like, oh, Mickey, you're hating on Frankie, because Frankie's actually pretty strong. No, he's not. I mean, give me 1 feet. Oh wait, Frankie's not strong.
second loss. Because when it comes to raw firepower, not only does Frankie win hands down with moves like Frankie Fireball and Frankie Rocket Launcher,
That's
but
so lame,
Tanjiro
bro.
couldn't even touch Frankie's General
Yes, he
Frankie
could.
neck. So is this the end of the line for Tanjiro? Actually, Frankie might be one of Tanjiro's easiest Straw Hat fights. Because
See?
Frankie's weakness is that his body is powered by cola, and his weapons use it as a power source. So if he gives it everything against Tanjiro, he'll quickly run out of cola, getting weaker as the battle drags on. Since
And besides, his back. Once his back's exposed, it's over. Like, he's just some dude. He's like Cyborg from, like, Justice League, but he sucks. And he's goofy. And his name is just terrible. Like, Frankie? Come on, bruh. No heat to, like, Frankie. If your name's actually Frankie, you have a cool name. But if you're, like, your name is Frankie in One Piece, then your name's terrible.
Tanjiro has so much stamina that he could fight demons in the Infinity Castle for 5 hours, then fight Muzan. He could
Facts.
definitely exhaust Frankie while running around using recovery breathing. And without crazy weapons, Frankie just isn't fast or lethal enough to stand up to
That's what I
Tanjiro's
said.
Hinokami Kagura moves. The only way Frankie wins is if he can end the battle within a few minutes. But Tanjiro won't go down that easily, and as soon as Tanjiro discovers Frankie back is his weak point, the battle is done.
Over.
But that's where Brook, one of the strong
I think Emoto might be the smartest One Piece creator of all time. Because if that was anybody, if that was Ohara, if that was Grand Line Review, if that was what's his name, BDA Law, if that was King of Lightning, if that was Tech, is it Tech 100, Tech 101, or Teching 101, Jack the Bus, Jamie Uwu, Jade the Legend. They would have said otherwise. But good thing, I'm the smartest one out of all of them.
strongest One Piece sword
'Cause
master
they would've said
comes
some
in.
nonsense.
Could he be the second Straw Hat to beat Tanjiro? First, post-time
He
skip
can't
Brook
kill
is
him.
so strong he can cut through dragon scales and even hurt the elemental powerhouse Prometheus. Second, Brook is really fast.
Yeah.
Just like Zoro, he can dodge bullets at point-blank range. Plus, he can speed across water and react fast enough to freeze cannonballs in midair, meaning he can definitely match or beat Tanjiro's insane speed.
Yeah.
But Brook's real strength
That's
is
fair.
in his swordsmanship. And with this technique, he can slice opponents so quickly they don't even notice they've been cut. On top of that, he can combine Yahazu Giri with the chill of the underworld to freeze Tanjiro, so Tanjiro would be way slower, meaning he'd be helpless against Brook's lightning-fast strikes. Sure. Now Tanjiro could use enhanced recovery to stop the bleeding and extend the fight, but without an answer to Brook's speed, he'd quickly lose. So unless Tanjiro uses the opening thread to strike Brook before he attacks, the Soul King wins. Dang, but Tanjiro has 5 more chances to win. And he actually has a shot against Robin, but it's a brutal fight for one big reason. Because even though Robin's not a match for Tanjiro physically, she has a shocking special ability. A devil fruit power that lets her replicate and grow pieces of her body from any surface. So if Tanjiro tried to strike Robin, she'd put up a wall of body parts.
I feel like, even though she does have that, I don't think she could beat him. I mean, if he tries to grab her, he's gonna cut the hand, and it hurts her as well, so that would be risky on her side. I think Tanjiro definitely has that against Robin. I don't know about the whole, like, her new form or whatever, because I haven't seen nothing about it, so I just have no idea on where that take her, but I want to say Tanjiro can beat Robin. That's not too bad to say.
Parts to block his attacks, hold him down, or whip him around like when she humiliated Yama. And the body parts could come from any surface, so Tanjiro wouldn't know where to defend himself from, let alone how to get close enough to attack Robin's main body. Because of this, Tanjiro won't be able to do anything.
That's crazy.
That is, unless he uses Sun Halo Dragon Head Dance, a technique so fast it can decapitate multiple targets in a split second to cut through Robin's extra body parts. But even then, Robin could just use Gigantesco Mono to attack Tanjiro with giant replicas of her limbs.
Bro, I would not fight back. That's just me though.
Since his cuts would be useless against such large targets. And even if Tanjiro activated Transparent World to read her every move, the huge number of generated body parts would be too much to deal with. Not to mention that Robin can hide her main body underground so Tanjiro can't hit her. Unfortunately, Robin doesn't have the speed to finish off Tanjiro.
Well, he could smell her. I mean, his best sense is his smell or his nose. So I think if she tried to hide on the ground, he will sense it and just attack the ground and get her from there. Because not like she can like instant transmission out the ground. No, it should be cooked if that was the case.
So the fight would go on and on until Robin dug away to safety or Tanjiro got a big shovel. But I think it's time to crank the difficulty up a notch, because one of Tanjiro's biggest strengths is his stamina. But a straw hat with even higher stamina is Jinbei. I mean, Tanjiro fought through the Infinity Castle for 5 hours, but Jinbei fought Ace for 5 days straight. And he's got years of experience in Fishman Karate. But hold up, Tanjiro has a sword. Couldn't he just slice Jinbei into sushi? This is where Tanjiro runs into a serious problem: hockey. See, Jinbei is experienced in both observation and armament hockey, meaning he can read Tanjiro's moves and supercharge his attack and defense capabilities. Basically, not only can he block Tanjiro's swords with his Kairagi stance just like he blocked Big Mom's giant flaming sword, but he can also break Tanjiro with just a few punches.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I completely forgot about hockey. I forgot that was even like a thing. So there's no point even watching the rest of this video, because everybody else has hockey. Oh wait, she didn't say it with Zoro. That's weird. I don't think she brought up the whole hockey thing with Zoro, because Zoro can use hockey, obviously. So it's like, wowzers. Everybody with hockey, he can't beat. You know?
Punches. So Tanjiro's best option here would be to strike hard and fast with Dancing Flash. Except that Jinbei is also extremely fast, even on land. And even worse for Tanjiro is Jinbei's secret move, Buraiken, which lets him blast the opponent's body with a piercing water shockwave. Combined with Jinbei's observation hockey, this means Tanjiro might not get close enough to get a single attack in.
Not at all.
So the only way Tanjiro wins this is by entering the selfless state to get around Jinbei's observation hockey, while also using Transparent World to read Jinbei's moves and get some hits in. Even then, Jinbei is insanely durable, so he'll eventually tire Tanjiro out to take the win. And the Straw Hat's best long-range attacker is ready to keep their win streak going, only to get completely destroyed by Tanjiro. See, Usopp can spam crazy strong projectiles like the Firebird Star, but a single sword strike from Tanjiro can end the strongest enemies in Demon Slayer. And Usopp is way weaker than most of his crewmates, meaning that right off the bat, Usopp can't afford to get hit. At first, Tanjiro would be confused by Usopp's weird fighting style and take a few hits, but he's just too tough for Usopp to knock out. And when Tanjiro goes to strike, there's only one way Usopp will be able to survive: by perfectly landing a Pop Green Devil attack that keeps Tanjiro alive. But
like, if he gets hit by that, even if he does get hit by it, he can just cut it. It's just a plant. Wait, what? There's nothing Usopp can do.
The chances of this succeeding are less than 1% since Tanjiro is so fast thanks to his intense training and total concentration breathing. And even if Usopp does pull it off, he'd stop Tanjiro's strike. But Tanjiro would just cut through the
That's literally what I just said. See, me and Emoto, we gotta be like the same person. Like, I feel like one time we were both young, then we hit the fusion dance, and then oh, my brain, and then we became one person. That's had to be what it was, right?
Venus flytrap to immediately destroy Usopp, making Tanjiro the winner. But then, everyone's favorite cook Sanji comes out to play. And we've got to start with the #1 reason Sanji would cook Tanjiro, super speed. Because up until now, Tanjiro has faced some speedy Straw Hats, but Sanji is the fastest so far, moving so fast.
Well, actually, that's not true. He's not faster than Luffy. And yes, Sanji fans, I did say that. Sanji is not faster than Luffy. If you disagree with that, you need to rewatch and reread your show. Because I don't know where you get that from.
That Queen, the second strongest Calamity in Wano, couldn't even see him despite having observation haki. On top of that, Sanji himself is an extremely skilled observation haki user. So can Tanjiro keep up? If he can't, he loses the fight. If he can, he might have a chance. And Tanjiro's only way to keep up with Sanji's speed would be to activate Transparent World along with Selfless
If she brings this up one more time,
Tanjiro can read Sanji's attacks and hide his own movements, Sanji can still end the fight immediately. See, in Wano Country, Sanji mastered the Ifrit Jambe fighting style, which combines armament haki with a superhuman exoskeleton to make his legs so fast, durable, and powerful that they make white-hot flames. So even if Tanjiro is able to follow his movements, Sanji can kick straight through Tanjiro's blade and burn him to a crisp. It's impossible for Tanjiro to win against Sanji in a fair fight. But unfortunately for Sanji, Tanjiro has one secret weapon that almost guarantees his victory.
What?
Because remember that disguise he wore in the entertainment district? Yeah, Sanji can't.
Okay, he would have to know beforehand, or it's not gonna work. That's like hitting him with a sexy jutsu. It's like the same thing.
To hit a woman, even
You'd
if
have
it
to know
means
that even
getting
works.
his butt kicked. So as long as the makeup stays on, Tanjiro wins. Now I'm stunned that Tanjiro has a trick to beat Sanji, but does he have a strategy to beat Luffy, the strongest Straw Hat of all? And even if he can't, how far can he push Luffy from Gear 1 to 5? The ultimate battle goes like this. When Luffy starts in his normal form, Tanjiro might...
Okay, here's what I'd say, right? If you were to, let's just say, because this video is obviously for fun, right? So if you take it seriously, they're like, oh, he doesn't get past base Luffy. Well, no duh, okay? But if we were to say, like, just equalize the stats just because, I would still say base for the main fact that armament haki, there's no way he can, like, really break that unless he has, like, a way around it. If you want to say that the Nichiren sword is equivalent to haki, just for the fun of it, right? I would say he would get to, because like his sword strength wise, I would say like Gear 2nd. That's fair to say, right? Gear 2nd for the main fact that slashing attacks work, and if he doesn't cut the like armament patches. Wait, actually, I said if it was infused. Okay, I feel like it would be too much for him to get to like the Gear 4th state. If that was the case, and the same with like Gear 3, if he gets punched by a Gear 3 hand and try to clash with the sword, that sword's gonna break. So I want to say like Gear 2nd would be like the most that he could probably handle, without him getting absolutely murdered. Because the Gear 4th, yeah, it's not close. Same with Gear 5th, he's gonna grab a sword and turn it like a pool noodle. So that he's no chance with that one. So.
Have a speed advantage and can even cut Luffy if he is embracing with armament haki. But Luffy quickly activates Gear 2, so Tanjiro responds by buffing his stats with total concentration breathing and a repetitive action technique. Unfortunately for Tanjiro, Luffy is so buff that he starts obliterating Tanjiro with superpowered Gomu Gomu no Jet Pistol and Jet Gatling attacks.
Right.
So Tanjiro has no choice but to go all out, awakening his Demon Slayer mark, then using his Transparent World and Selfless State ability.
Okay, yo, your editor is getting on my nerves. I've seen the same shot 10 times. This popped up in like every single person that he was fighting against. Like, dog, we get it, okay?
To keep pace. Next, Luffy shifts to Gear 3 to end Tanjiro with Gomu Gomu no Elephant Gun.
Wait, that's
but
what I said.
Tanjiro is still too fast. And when Luffy shifts down to recover his
Okay.
energy, Tanjiro can actually land some hits with Dancing Flash and other sun-breathing techniques. On top of that, the friction from their clashes can ignite his bright red Nichirin sword, so Luffy has to worry about getting burned or melted on top of being cut. But then Luffy goes for Gear 4, and this is bad for Tanjiro, because now Luffy is much faster, stronger, and more durable than Tanjiro. At this point, Tanjiro's only option is to go all out with Hinokami Kagura 13th
Clear
form,
blue
but it
sky.
just isn't enough, and Luffy craters him with Gomu Gomu no Kangun. And even if Tanjiro somehow pushes Luffy to Gear 5, it only turns an impossible fight into a really impossible fight.
Yeah.
Because Gear 5 Luffy can increase his size so much that the worst sword wound becomes a tiny cut, and that's not even getting into his crazy attacking power.
Yeah.
Seriously, the only way Tanjiro ever wins a fight against a Luffy who can access his gear transformations is this. He pushes him into the water since Luffy can't swim. It's dirty, but
He
it's the only
pushes him in
way.
the water,
Then
huh?
again, Tanjiro's real biggest strength is his ability to rapidly get stronger when he battles tougher opponents. For example, in his epic battle against Akaza, Tanjiro starts out way weaker, but eventually surpasses Akaza by
Sorry, my phone's
developing his
getting blown up at the
transparent world
moment.
and selfless state abilities mid
Bro, please stop showing me this stuff. I beg of you.
battle. And given his unpredictability, maybe he could find an answer to beat Luffy if the battle dragged on and Luffy used up all his energy on gear transformations.
Right.
But if Luffy decides to go all out right at the beginning, it's game over for Tanjiro, meaning that in a fight between them, Luffy is the winner. On the other hand, could Tanjiro be
I don't think anybody would think that Tanjiro could beat Luffy or like even most of the Straw Hats. This was a fun video though, to see like what she was gonna say against it, or maybe it's even the AI. So maybe it was gonna say with this whole matchup. But yeah, Tanjiro against Straw Hats is a very interesting concept to even come up with in the first place, in which I respect the whole video process. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments section down below. Like the video and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.